Hello everyone, hope you have an amazing day and welcome to my new blog. So today we discuss about the Apprentices Act 1961, that is 52 of 1961. So an act to provide for the regulation and control of training of apprentice and for matters connected therewith, be it enacted by Parliament in the 12th year of the Republic of India as follows. So the short title extends commencement and this act may be called the Apprentice Act 1961. It extends of the whole India. It shall come into force of such date as the central government may by notification in the official gazette appoint, and different dates may be appointed for different states also. So the provisions of this act shall not apply to any area or to any industry in any area unless the central government by notifications in the official gazette specifies that area or industry as an area or industry to which the said provision shall apply with effect from such date as may be mentioned in the notification. Any such special apprenticeship scheme for imparting training to apprentices as may be notified by central government in the official gazette. So definition in this act unless the context otherwise requires. All India Council means the All India Council of Technical Education established by the resolutions of the Government of India in the former Ministry of Education. So apprentice means a person who is undergoing apprenticeship training in pursuance of a contract of apprenticeship. Apprenticeship training means a course of training in any industry or establishment undergone in pursuance of the contract of apprenticeship and under prescribed terms and conditions which may be different for different categories of apprentices. So Apprenticeship Adviser means the Central Apprenticeship Adviser appointed under subsections of sections 26 of the State Apprenticeship Adviser appointed under subsection 2 of that section. Apprenticeship Councils means the Central Apprenticeship Councils of the State Apprenticeship Council established under subsections 1 of the sections 24. So appropriate government means in relations to the Central Apprenticeship Council or the regional board or the practical training of graduate or technician apprentices or technician vocational apprentices or any establishments of any railway, major port, mine or oil field or any establishment which is operating business or trade from different location situated in 4 or more states or any establishment owned, controlled or managed by the central government or a department of the central government. So a company in which not less than 51% of the share capital is held by the central government or partly by that government and partly by one or more state governments also. So a corporations including a cooperative society established by or under a central act which is owned, so controlled or managed by the central government, the central government in relations to a state apprenticeship councils or any establishment other than an establishment specified in subclause 1 of this clause. The state government board or state councils of technical education means the board or state council of technical education established by the state government. So designated trade means any trade or occupations or any subject field in engineering or non-engineering or technology or any vocational courses which is the central government after consultations with the Central Apprenticeship Councils may by notifications in the official gazette, so specify as a designated trade for the purpose of this act. Employer means any persons who employs one or more other persons to do work in any establishments for remunerations, and includes any person entrusted with the supervision and control of the employees in such establishment also. So the establishment includes any place where any industry is carried on and where an establishment consists of different departments or has branches, whether situated in the same place or at different places. All such departments or branches shall be treated as part of that establishment. So establishment in private sector means an establishment which is not an establishment in public sector. Establishment in the public sector means an establishment owned or controlled or managed by the government or a department of the government. A government company as defined in section 617, that is 617 of the Companies Act 1956, 1 of 1956. So a corporation including a cooperative society established by or under a central provisional or state act also, which is owned, controlled or managed by the government, a local authority. So a graduate or technician apprentice means an apprentice who hold or is undergoing training in order that he may hold a degree or diploma in engineering or non-engineering or technology or equivalent qualifications granted by any institutions recognized by the government and undergoes apprentice training in any designated trade also. So industry means any industry or businesses in which any trade occupations or subject field in engineering or non-engineering or technology or any vocational courses may be specified at designated trade or optional trade or both. So National Council means the National Council for Training in Vocational Trades established by the resolutions of the Government of India in the Ministry of Labour. So Directorate General of Resettlement and Employment number TREP 24 oblique 56 dated the 21st August 1956 and renamed as the National Council for Vocational Training by the resolution of the Government of India in the Ministry of Labour, Directorate General of Employment and Training also. So optional trade means any trade or occupations or any subject field in engineering or non-engineering or technology or any vocational courses as many of the determined by the employer for the purposes of this act. So portal site means a website of the central government for exchange of informations under this act. Prescribed means prescribed by the rules made under this act. Regional board means any board of the apprentice training registers under the Societies Registrations Act 1860, 21 of the 1860 at Bombay, Calcutta, Madras or Kanpur. So state councils includes a union territory. State council means a state council for training vocational trades established by the state government also. State government in relations to a union territory means the administrator thereof. Technician vocational apprentice means an apprentice who holds or is undergoing training in order that he may hold a certificate in vocational courses involving 2 years of study after the completions of the secondary stage of school education recognized by the All India Council and undergoes apprentice training in any designated trade. Now, trade apprentice means an apprentice who undergoes apprenticeship training in any designated trade. Worker means any person working in the premises of the employer who is employed for wages in any kind of work, either directly or through an agency, including a contractor, and who gets his wages directly or indirectly from the employer, but shall not include an apprentice referred to in clauses. Now we discuss about apprentice and their training. So qualifications for being engaged as an apprentice, a person shall not be qualified for being engaged as an apprentice to undergo apprenticeship training in any designated trade unless he is not less than 14 years of age, and for designated trades related to hazardous industries not less than 18 years of age, and uh, satisfies such standards of education or physical fitness as may be prescribed also. Now, provided that different standards may be prescribed in relations to apprenticeship training in different designated trades and for different categories also of apprentices. So, reservations of training places for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in designated trades in every designated trades training places shall be reserved by employer for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and where there is more than one designated trade in any establishment, such training places shall be reserved also on the basis of the total number of apprentices in all the designated trades in such establishments. So the number of training places to be reserved for the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes under subsections 1 shall be such as may be prescribed, having regard to the populations of the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes in the state concerned. So explanation in this section, the expression scheduled caste and scheduled tribes shall have the meaning as in clauses 24 and 25 of articles, that is 366 of the constitutions. So reservations of training places for other backward classes in designated trades in every designated trades training places shall be reserved by the employer for the other backward caste classes, and where there is more than one designated trade in an establishment, such training places shall be reserved also on the basis of the total number of the apprentices in all the designated trades in such establishments. The number of training places to be reserved for the other backward classes under subsection 1 shall be such as may be prescribed, having regard to the populations of the other backward classes in the state concerned also. Now, contract of apprenticeship, no person shall be engaged as an apprentice to undergo apprenticeship training in a designated trade unless such persons, or if he is a minor, his guardian has entered into a contract of apprenticeship with the employer. The apprenticeship training shall be deemed to have commenced on the date on which the contract of apprenticeship has been entered into under subsection 1. Every contract of apprenticeship may contain such terms and conditions as may be agreed to by the parties to the contract also. Every contract of apprenticeship entered into subsections shall be sent by the employer within 30 days to the apprenticeship's advisors until a portal site is developed by the central government, and thereafter the details of the contract of apprenticeship shall be entered on the portal site within 7 days for verifications and registrations also. So 4A, in case of objections in the contract of apprenticeship, the apprenticeship's advisor shall convey the objections to the employer within 15 days from the date of its receipt. 4B, apprenticeship advisor shall register the contract of apprenticeships within the 30 days for the date of the receipt. Now, where the central government, after consulting the Central Apprenticeship Councils, makes any rules varying the terms and conditions of apprenticeships training of any category conditions of apprenticeships training or any categories of apprenticeship undergoing such training, then the terms and conditions of every contract of apprenticeships relating to that category of apprentices and substituting immediately before the making of such rules shall be deemed to have been modified accordingly. So novations of contract of apprenticeship, where an employer with whom a contract of apprenticeship has been entered into is for any reasons unable to fulfill his obligations under the contract and with the approval of the apprenticeship advisor, it is agreed between the employer, the apprenticeship or his guardian and any other employer that the apprentice shall be engaged as an apprentice under the other employer for the unexpired portions of the period of apprenticeship training. The agreement on registrations with the apprenticeship advisor shall be deemed to be the contract of the apprenticeship between the apprentice